So why does the Bible tell us to pray for those who persecute us, to love our enemies? It's so we will not be conquered by hatred. Instead, we'll take the good, we'll conquer the evil with the good, as Romans 12:21 says. And brothers, we do this not just in big areas, sometimes we do it in small things. You know, when we were in the courtroom in Moscow, we had been sitting there, the court hearing had gone on for hours and hours. We'd just been sitting there, there'd been no break. Suddenly there was a break. Now you probably know about Jehovah's Witnesses, we don't go anywhere without food. You know, that's who we are. So, you know what happened? Just as soon as a break came, here comes brothers with boxes of sandwiches. Where do you get sandwiches in the Supreme? I have no idea, but anyway, here comes the sandwiches. Now, the brother starts handing them out to all the brothers and sisters in the courtroom. And of course, right in front of me, there's someone who's obviously a KGB agent. And so I went like this, you know? And so the brother said to the man, would you like a sandwich, sir? And no. Oh, please, have a sandwich. No. So, fine, okay. So, you know what happens when you start eating? Everybody's eating, and all those aromas are traveling through the air. I noticed this man, he's going like this, you know. And so the brother walked up to him again. Sir, please, have a sandwich. Man, okay. Now, what's the point? You see, it's not always in huge things, even in small things. We show that we are not conquered by hatred when we do kind and loving things, even to those who persecute us.
Wow, a spare sandwich found its way past Mark Sanderson. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So this is a cute story from the final talk of the Saturday of this year's Exercise Patience Convention. It's been given here by governing body member Mark Sanderson. The theme, when persecuted, we patiently endure. And I just found this little anecdote quite interesting. It was interesting that offering a sandwich to a KGB agent, I'll come to that, somehow proves that Jehovah's Witnesses have the one true faith. Oh, we gave a sandwich even to this nasty agent whose job it was to persecute us. Well, what are you preaching will happen to this agent if Armageddon were to come tomorrow? You are praying every day for an event that will mean his slaughter if he doesn't change and become like you. And yet you're bragging about giving the guy a sandwich as what, his last meal before he gets burnt to a crisp if Armageddon were to come tomorrow. So no, I'm sorry, I'm not that impressed. It's not like Mark Sanderson made the sandwich. And I think it's interesting that he indicated that it was his idea. He pointed to the guy as if instructing, using his governing body member authority. The faithful and discreet slave was present on that occasion to direct that a sandwich be administered to a henchman of Satan's system of things. I wonder what kind of sandwich it was, by the way. Cheese and onion? Prawn sandwich? Who knows? Whatever it was, apparently it smelled good. And we also have this awkward moment where Mark Sanderson says the following.
And of course, right in front of me, there's someone who's obviously a KGB agent.
Obviously a KGB agent. He was obviously a KGB agent. Mark, darling. Mark, sweetie. The KGB don't exist anymore. All you're doing is broadcasting before millions of people how little you know about Russia. So you're showing up in Russia to impress everyone that you, Mark Sanderson, are on location, ready to roll your sleeves up and get your hands dirty when it comes to protecting Jehovah's Witnesses. And it turns out you're just kind of flying in there as someone who doesn't understand the country or its history and doesn't have the slightest grasp on the country or its history. And you don't know that the KGB is effectively disbanded. The KGB was dissolved on December 3rd, 1991, 31 years ago, and has been replaced by the FSB, or Federal Security Service. You don't know that basic thing. You're zooming into this situation based apparently on your knowledge of Russia from watching Cold War films or whatever the hell it is that's been your education on Russia. And imagine, this may seem like I'm nitpicking, but imagine you're a Russian Jehovah's Witness watching this convention, and granted, these talks will be dubbed over into Russian, and they'll probably cover over this slip-up. But if you're watching the convention in English as a Russian, which you will be allowed to do, I'm assuming, you're going to get to this point, and not only are you probably going to find the sandwich story a bit underwhelming if you're personally suffering as a Jehovah's Witness, and you're living day to day with the reality of what it means to be under ban, to have your faith criminalized, you're going to find this cute sandwich story a bit of a distraction and kind of more about putting attention on Mark Sanderson than putting attention on the suffering of Jehovah's Witnesses. But surely the thought's going to pass through your mind, Mark Sanderson doesn't understand my country. He doesn't know that the KGB has been effectively replaced by the FSB. He thinks he's in some kind of spy drama. He thinks he's some kind of hero in some kind of Cold War spy drama. And yet this is the sort of person who's making decisions not just about Jehovah's Witnesses enduring persecution in Russia, but Jehovah's Witnesses enduring persecution all over the world.